This story starts from 1800th century, and at that time, India and China used to be the largest economy in the world. And if we talk before the 1800th century, only India used to be the biggest economy in the world. Then what happened at that time and how the US became the world's biggest economy? So let's know the fascinating story behind it. This story starts in the 1800th century. At that time, the US entire focus was on infrastructure development. At that time, if you had to develop, you had to travel fast. It means that you should have a good road, sound ports, good bridges and a lot of things that could support your economy. Many American businessmen realized this need, and one of them was Mr. Cornelius Vanderbilt, who started the shipping business. After shipping, he did a lot of work on the rail network, and he did all of this for faster transportation, and in a short time, Cornelius Vanderbilt built America's largest railway network. Due to the shipping and rail network in the US, the transportation of goods becomes very easy, and delivery was much faster, and all of this directly affected America's economy. There was no electricity in the world at that time, and everyone used to use oil lamps. In the same way, the demand for oil in America started increasing gradually, and here the United States infrastructure came in handy because of that oil started reaching people very quickly, and it boosted the economy further. The biggest beneficiary of this oil demand was Mr. John D. Rockefeller. He was America's most tremendous oil businessman that time, and his company, named Standard Oil, became the largest oil company in the world. Mr. Rockefeller became the world's first billionaire on his hard work, luck, and the oil. A time came when Standard Oil had more than 90% share of the entire oil market in the US. Sometime later, he had to break his company into 3 companies due to an issue, and those 3 companies were named Exxon, Chevron, and Sohio, of which ExxonMobil is still one of the largest oil companies in the US. Oil, infrastructure, and transport were followed by the next revolution in America, which was electricity. It was the time of Thomas Alva Edison. He started commercializing the electric bulb as well as inventing it. He started a company called General Electric, and with this, the demand for electricity in the whole of America was also significantly increased. After the invention of electricity, the United States economy got its wings, and new innovation, such as refrigerator, washing machine etc. started flooding. As electrical appliances were being invented, their demand was also increasing, and they were all strengthening America's economy. This was the time when daily new innovation was happening in the US, and many businessmen were working on new projects or new infra development, and Andrew Carnegie was one of them. Andrew Carnegie was the first person in the world to use steel and build a bridge over the Mississippi River. When people saw this bridge, they were quite surprised. Now the world had got a new revolution in the form of steel. All engineers understood the value of steel. There was a massive increase in demand for steel from all over America, and the most significant benefit came to Mr. Andrew Carnegie. Mr. Andrew Carnegie's company, United States Steel, was leveraging benefits and profits, and a new era of development was started in America. With the help of steel, the construction of skyscrapers began across America. There came a time when United States Steel became the world's largest steel manufacturing company. And because of all this, in 1890, America's manufacturing and industrial development overtook Britain. If we talk about innovation and industrialization without Henry Ford, it cannot happen. He was the first person who completely changed the car industry and started mass production of the cars. And at that time, Ford Motor was the only company to produce vehicles on that scale. And thus, the US industrialists, in these 100 years from 1850 to 1950, based on innovation and hard work, changed the GDP completely. By 1910 the US became the world's largest economy. China and India were still in second and third positions. After the Second World War, US started focusing on technology. Till 1950, the US alone had a 60% share in the industrial production of the world. Later it gradually decreased, and the percentage in service and technology increased. Now let's see that in the Second World War, how the US got benefit from its European competitors. So while European countries such as Britain, Germany, Italy, and France were busy fighting in World War II and suffering a lot of losses, their economy was under enormous pressure. Many of his citizens were also killed. At the same time, America, which had been in the Great Depression for 8 to 10 years. Still, they made a lot of money by selling weapons and many war materials to those European countries and came out of the Great Depression. So, after World War, the condition of many European countries became very bad. In contrast to them, the situation and economy of America became very strong. The US has kept continuing this growth history for the next 40 years, where in 1940, the US gross national production was $100 billion, which increased to $5,200 billion in 1980. This means the US economy was growing at a rate of 5,100% in those 40 years. After this industrial revolution in America, it was now the turn of the technological revolution, and companies like IBM, Microsoft, and Apple took this tech revolution in a different standard. If you see all the big technology companies that are still growing today, so you will find most of them belongs to the US. Immigrants also have a vast stake in America's growth. As the US economy began to grow, their people productivity also started increasing. All these factors created an environment of innovation, and the capital for new innovation was also available, and the growth opportunity was also very high. Due to all these things, the US became an attractive opportunity for many talented people. Out of this talent, US was greatly benefited, and even today, a lot of US billionaires and business people are immigrants, such as Elon Musk, George Perez, Andrew Chering, and Hamd Ulukaya, etc. There has been a lot of recessions in America in the last 150 years, but they have given a lot of support to their companies. Instead of raising taxes in the recession, taxes were reduced. They were also provided loans at a very cheap rate, or, in some cases, 0% interest. This business-friendly environment of America has also led the US economy strongly. If you look, you will find that America's population is only 4.25% of the world's population, whereas they have won 380 Nobel Prizes in the field of science since 1901, which is about 34% of the total Nobel Prize. American billionaires also make substantial donations for philanthropy, which include Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Michael Bloomberg, Walton family, Mark Zuckerberg, etc. And all this money is spent on education, innovation, health, and research. Because of all these philanthropy activities, many good institutes, research labs, and better health services started, and because of this, America began to attract more great talent. As of May 2020, there are 3 tech companies in the US with a market cap of over $1 trillion. Which is Apple, Amazon, and Microsoft, and Google will also join it very soon. If you look at the list of the top 10 wealthiest people in the world today, you will find that 8 of them belong to the US. Such as Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Larry Ellison, Mark Zuckerberg, Jim Walton, Alice Walton, Rob Walton. The development of local American currency as a world currency was also significant in its development. Moreover, when and how it happened, so let us know the story behind it. Today, 90% of transactions in the world are in dollar, and the economy of any country depends on how much the US dollar in foreign reserves of that country. It all started in 1944 when World War II was on its last stage. The 2 World Wars affair ruined most of the countries of the world, and their economy was over. Now the new question arose in front of the world was how to develop the countries which have been ruined? To find the answer to this question, one conference was held in 1944, which is also called the Bretton Woods Conference, and almost all the countries of the world participated in that conference. In this conference, many important decisions were taken at that time. Decisions like keeping the foundation of the World Bank and IMF were included. At that conference, America was the only country that had not suffered anything special in World War, and its economy was also very stable. Therefore, it was decided to make all trades in the IMF and the World Bank into American dollar, and in this way, dollar became a global currency. There is also an exciting story behind further strengthening the dollar. Then that time US President Richard Nixon understood that crude oil would be no less than gold in the future. At that time, the US had convinced all the Gulf countries and Saudi Arabia for all their transactions in US dollars or bonds, and in return, the US would protect them from their enemies. Friends, all these factors play a crucial role in maintaining America as a world economy. Now there is a question for all of you. What is the thing that your country did not do, and America did, and if your country did that thing, your nation would have been the wealthiest instead of America? Please give us your answers in the comment box. Our next video is coming soon, and it is going to be very important because we are going to discuss the business that will benefit due to coronavirus, and how we can start those businesses into very little money. If you like our effort, then please like, subscribe, and comment on our channel, and do not forget to share it with friends.